This morning we have a very special guest speaker, and her name is Barbara Shull. She's going to be speaking to us on housing, fair housing. Barbara Shull has been the executive director of Fair Housing Foundation since 1990. Barbara focused her work on equal rights for all people, primary emphasis on housing law, including housing discrimination, landlord issues, and mortgage tenant lending discrimination. Barbara has been a lifetime supporter of equal rights. She strongly believes that education is the key to equal rights. Under the direction of Ms. Shull, Fair Housing has become a leader in fair housing programs and services. In 1992, she designed and conducted the first full application investigation in Southern California for one of the largest class action raised housing case in the United States. In this case, Walker versus Lakewood Owners Condominium Association settled in 1997 for $1.6 million. So today, please give a warm rehouse welcome to Ms. Barbara Shull.
Thanks, Connie. I'm not here to sue you, so relax. I am Barbara Shull. I've been the director for way too many years, and I don't know if most of you know about fair housing. I think it's a small component of your training, but I want to put some emphasis on that. Fair Housing Foundation is a nonprofit organization. We were formed in 1964 to promote and enforce everyone's right to equal housing. I want to get this straight right up front. That does not mean people should be able to have housing that they cannot afford. Everyone should have to afford housing, but we should all have the right to live where we choose as long as we can afford where we choose. The Fair Housing Foundation, our main office is in Long Beach. We also have a satellite office in South Los Angeles. We have an extremely large service area. We are funded through Community Development Block Grant funds. I'm going to give you a little history on CDBG funds, for short. Every city, depending upon their population and income level and diversity of race and ethnicity, is allocated by the federal government a percentage of Community Development Block Grant funds. One of the requirements to receive Community Development Block Grant funds for every city in the United States is that they have to affirmatively further fair housing. Therefore, we exist. We are funded through CDBG funds. I would estimate at about 95% of our funding comes directly from federal funds. So cities, in order to receive the CDBG funds, have to affirmatively further fair housing, so they contract with us. Keep in mind, we get a very minute portion of those CDBG funds. Less than 1% usually. A city the size of Long Beach would get maybe $8 billion a year, and we only get $85,000 for that. So you can see we don't get a huge percentage of their money, but what we do with that money is to educate realtors, mortgage lenders, landlords, tenants on their rights and responsibilities, and to enforce fair housing laws. Currently, we service the cities of Bellflower, Compton, Costa Mesa, Downey, Gardena, Huntington Park, Long Beach, Linwood, Mission Viejo, San Clemente. I usually do try and do it in alphabetical order, but I kind of lost my train there. Paramount, Southgate, Maywood, the city of Los Angeles, everything south of the 10 freeway, which includes South Los Angeles and the Harbor Gateway, and LA County, including the participating and unincorporated area. So we have an extremely large service area with a very limited staff, but we do well. We are a nonprofit. We have a board of directors that implements programs and policies to affirmatively further fair housing. Although we have an enormous amount of cases at any given time, less than 5% of them are for the sale of property. Majority, 95% of all of our cases are regarding landlord-tenant discrimination in the rental housing. How many people here, show of hands, own income property?
Residential.
I'm sorry, what?
Residential income?
Yeah, residential. Does that change it? Only one person owns residential? Oh, okay. How's it going for you?
Great.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good, good. The rest of you are just directly selling homes and businesses? Am I correct? So, first thing I'm going to do is tell you about how many people we assist a year, so you get an idea of where fair housing law comes into play and how it really affects what you're doing and what I'm doing and people who are looking for rental property and or buying a home. I'm sure there are some people sitting in this room that believe that in 2009, housing discrimination must be non-existent. It is 2009. Obviously, we've come far enough in society to not discriminate against someone based on their race, the color of their skin, if they have children or not. Of course, we're not talking about the person who just had 8 children, but normal birth of children. I think most people think that we have grown as a society, but in my 18 years, we have only increased the amount of discrimination. I'm not sure if that is because of the increased diversity of our population in Southern California, but it has increased. It's increased probably about 20% over the last 18 years. And still today, African Americans are denied housing or steered to other housing more than any other protected class, which absolutely amazes me, but is very much true.